Welcome to Tap TV's The Group Chat, the series where we discuss all the things women talk about in the group chat. My name is Patrice. To the left we have
Lex Luger,
Beats by Jazz,
and to my right,
you gotta see.
and that's on period.
Period.
So, are you okay with being a side chick?
I feel depends
on
who I'm being a side chick to, what's the benefits, and what's my ideology behind it. So if I'm being a side chick and it's say you got money, so you over here paying my bills, you cashing me out, and we doing our little 1-2, that's cool. But if you're somebody, I'm not about to play side chick to nobody that's not helping me out financially or mentally, or I can't depend on you. What's the point? You feel me? Like, I can go get a wet ass from anywhere.
Okay. Period. What you think? What you looking for?
what's I mean, in my opinion, we ought to play the role in somebody's life.
Exactly.
But I mean, where I'm at today, no, I ain't side shit, bitch. And you ain't hiring me. I'm not a side of macaroni. I'm not a side of green beans, bitch. I'm not coleslaw, bitch. I'm the turkey. I'm the breast. I'm the whole meal, bitch. I'm the ham.
So Jay-Z comes to you today. You're not gonna be his side chick.
Ain't everything now. Jay-Z ugly as fuck. I don't even know how Beyonce with him.
Girl, bye.
But so yeah, for me at my age now, no, I'm cool on the side piece.
You're okay with the side. What about you?
I know I'm not emotionally stable enough because I'm selfish. So I can't be a side. I gotta be your main.
Agree.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta spoil me. You gotta see me every night. I know that I'm selfish. So I'm not gonna ever put myself in that position because I would be mad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You gotta spoil me more than the next one, or it's not gonna work.
I know that's right. All right. So when it comes to a side chick.
Yeah, well, I'll take the check.
So the check clear. I'm sorry. Okay, so it's all about the money, honey.
I guess in the side chick game, yeah.
Okay.
What else would you be there for? Ain't there's no amount of dick enough for me to just be quiet. No, it gotta be some benefits.
Okay, so you would be quiet if there was money involved.
Or some type of
some
benefits.
Which would be mostly money.
Mostly money, but yeah.
So emotionally too, or what else?
Because I need more emotional support. That's why I can't be the side.
Yeah, money and everything. What about the time, like you said, what about the time where, you just land in your bed and you nigga, pull up, come over, or I can't, I'm with bag.
Or you can't spend the night ever.
He can't ever spend the night, man, that's time for that shit. That's why you do what you want to do.
I feel I guess it depends on how you're gonna play it as a side chick. If you're gonna put too much emotions into it, if he comes to you and let you know, okay, this is my single day. So if he comes to me and say, this is what it is, you feel me? I got you on X, Y, and Z. We about to just, we just kicking it, you feel me? But I got a girl, this and the third. I'm like, okay, you know what I mean? If I don't see it going nowhere, and in that moment, I'm okay with it, and it's not causing no harm to no one, then it's okay, cool. And then I'm also not a vengeful person either, so I'm never gonna come for nobody and say, I'm never gonna go to no woman as a woman. I'm never coming to you as no woman and letting you know, I don't feel like I need to have one up on the next female. But granted, I don't want nobody, my nigga, to have no side piece, so I get what y'all saying, but for just being real and keeping it 1,000 out, if a nigga coming to me correct about some shit, then yeah, I'm okay with exploring that. But again, that was my single days.
Yeah, as a single, I'm single now. So if a man wants to take me out and stuff, I might entertain him. Mm-hmm. But I just don't see taking on the full role of a side chick.
I guess so. What is a full side chick? Okay, yeah.
I can entertain you.
What is a full side chick?
Okay, because I'm thinking
that's
a couple of days.
A side chick. We see it on movies. We see it in reality shows. A side chick is just a bitch. Matter of fact, it's somebody who got a song, Finesse 2 times. He said, my side bitch play her position. She don't do no snitching. Yeah. Bitches is gonna sit back and shut the fuck up. They gonna get that dick when he send it and drop it, and he gonna go on about his day.
And they're not
it's a bitch who just that he fucking on, like she said. It may come with benefits, it may not. A side bitch, you're not going in public like that. You just getting cashed out, bitch, but you gonna stay at home and shut the fuck up.
But getting your nut is a benefit, because not a lot of men can do that.
Right.
This is true.
So that's a benefit.
Have you ever been a side piece, Taylor?
I have not.
Well, to my knowledge,
yeah.
Because they lie. They
She gonna have to think about that.
Hello?
Yeah, not to my knowledge. I don't think that I would just willingly just because I have a really bad conscience. Like, I mean, that would really eat me up alive. And I feel like also it would do something to me internally. It would make me feel like, damn, I'm not good enough to be your main. I think emotionally I would take a toll, so it probably wouldn't be the best for me. But you know, I mean, I don't judge. It just wouldn't be for me.
What's your sign?
Aries.
I'm sorry.
I was saying because her fiance is an Aries, so I was so eager. Like Aries, they quiet, sneaky, but they mean.
Right, quiet, sneaky, and overly emotional.
I am overly emotional to an
Me
extent.
too. I get it.
I think all humans are.
Only when it comes to things that I care about. It's not like I'll just be like, damn, you know, I'll be tripping. It's not like that. But like, yeah. If I really have feelings for you, or if I catch feelings for you, I am gonna feel some type of way. So I just know it's probably not in my best interest for me to play that role, because then I'm gonna end up hurting myself.
Yeah.
Have you ever been a side piece?
Have y'all ever had a side piece?
I felt.
I have unintentionally been a side piece before.
Okay.
But it was, from what I've learned from that situation is, I get where you're saying, like, you know, too many emotions. I feel like in that moment I wanted so much and he wasn't doing nothing for me. So that's why I have that approach. If you can't do nothing, and that's just any man, period. Like, I'm too old to be with a man for just kicks and giggles. Like, so I feel like when I was an unintentional side piece, I feel like I wanted more. Like, I was so vested in what's more. I want to be the main. It became a competition. But if it's like written out and we all agree on it, I don't see no.
That's the thing. Men don't understand is being honest. Like, if you say you're a side piece, 9 times out of 10 they know what they're signed up for and will be quiet and play their role. But when you start misleading girls and playing house, then that's when you get the mixed emotions, the hurting people, the contradictions and stuff. So yeah, like, I wouldn't call it hush money. That's just his role too. Period. That's your role. You want 2 girlfriends? Pay for 2 girlfriends.
Period.
If you can afford it, but y'all can. Never mind.
She said these niggas just broke.
Period.
Next question.
My man. When it comes to a side chick, who's at fault? The person in the relationship or the person on the side?
They both at fault.
Okay, so yeah, like, which one you feel like?
I feel like they both have fault for the simple fact, like, I mean, the side piece, you knew what risk it came if it come to light, how you can ruin this person's happy home. And same when they end, like, you know what you're doing, you know you got somebody at home, so I feel like they equally, you know what I'm saying, know what it could cause.
I feel like that it's both parties' faults, but I feel like it's more so the person in the relationship, because you are in a committed situation, not me. Like, I feel like it's.
Well, you would commit a side piece?
I don't feel like it's. I don't feel like a side piece always have to be long term. It can be something situational or, you know, short term. But I feel like if you're in a relationship, you're at fault first because you went out and seek something else.
Yeah.
And you're already in a commitment. You committed to be with someone else, not me. I feel like I feel like when we're single, we're so eager to jump back in another relationship. I feel like every time we date someone, when we're single, we're dating with the hopes of being in relationships. I feel like as women, we gotta learn to just date people just to date.
Yes.
We're not looking for the end goal in the beginning. So if I meet you in the beginning, okay, I'm supposed to just be feeling your vibe. But us as women, we're so calculated. Okay, we're over here writing out our wedding. Who's gonna be invited?
Okay, so I'm not the only person to do that, but I do it with friends too. Like, okay, yeah, like I feel
really like her.
Yeah, and then I be like, damn, and then I be disappointed.
Right, and so when you're single, have fun, dude. Like you said, you're single. You're supposed to be out here having fun. Not saying humping whoever you want to, but meeting people, dating people, figuring out what you like sexually, figuring out what you don't like, exploring all the things that you wouldn't want to explore with your husband.
Okay. Why you look like that, Lex?
No, I'm just like, oh, okay.
Why? Why are you in shock?
No, I'm just listening.
Oh.
I'm just listening, like y'all.
I mean, okay. So I feel like a lot of times we always put blame on the person that's in the relationship. Majority of the time, it's on the man. However, when you're the person that's in a relationship with the man, we always go to the woman. Why is that?
Because, I'm sorry, go ahead, see.
I was gonna say a lot of it has to do with, from my personal experience and also having different girlfriends with their experiences, emotional entitlement. like we're naturally competitive. We're like, it's not even that we want to be with the man. We just want to be his favorite. As soon as we're his favorite, I mean, how many times have you all stopped lusting somebody once he chose you?
Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, like we're entitled and we're competitive and we're selfish, and that's okay. But once you let go of the controlling entitlement, then you can truly date to meet people, and you're no longer going out there for validation, and you're also no longer falling for men who are in the same position you are. They're entitled. They're looking for validation. A lot of people come from broken homes, or if their parents stay together, it's toxic. So they don't know how to communicate healthy. So we take that out on distracting ourselves with other people. This man makes me laugh. This man opens my door. This man gives me great back shots. But none of them do all of it together, so I'm going to call all three of them. But on the other side, if I find out that they have other girls, I'm going to get, and we get jealous. Why? When we know we got other people. It's entitlement.
I get it, because it's like, I can do it, but you can't. I'm really one of them people, like, I feel like what I do is what I do, but I don't feel like you should be doing that. Like, that's
and
me.
It's natural, but we know it's wrong.
Right, we know it's wrong.
So that's when we gotta take a step back and be like, you know what? You know what I'm saying? You know what?
But she said, why do we always address the girl first? Why don't we, you know what I'm saying? I mean, we know we're going to get to our nigga, but when we find out who the bitch is, we were looking up her Facebook for who the fuck know this bitch that I know. No, I'm about to find this bitch. Because I do agree, like, when it comes down to your relationship and your man, yeah, I want to know why. I want to know when. I want to know what the fuck. Nigga, I'm at home cooking, doing laundry, cleaning, nigga, taking care of your kids, all that. So it's like, yeah, what the fuck did this dirty ass bitch got that I know? And that be the thing, too. Niggas go out here and get females who they know they don't want to be with, though. You feel me? Bitches who just gonna make them feel good for the moment. They know this bitch ain't no home ass bitch.
But that's why though. Maybe personally there's something that you don't do that she does.
So do you feel like that's what you're looking for in regards to when you're doing all your scouting, your searching, your research? Are you looking to see what it is that she does or what it is that she has that you feel like you don't?
Yeah, they always turn out to be, they don't have shit.
Right. So that make you feel more confident in the relationship?
No, it just make me feel like, okay, if this bitch ain't got shit, whatever bitch you fucking with, they ain't got shit, but you holding me to a standard, holding me here and dragging me along for what?
They gonna stick with their dummies.
I'm just saying.
You know what I'm saying? So what she doesn't have that you have is like you got a brain, she don't. He can go weeks without talking to her because he's laid up with you. He can not respond. He can not be there for her because she's gonna come back. So it's not that she has something more, she has something less. She's easier.
I agree, because I've had an experience with a guy who said they stepped out because being with that other girl made him feel bigger because he knew he had to have his big boy draws on when dealing with me. So you know, I could like that was to me that was the most explicit explanation that someone had given me, because I do make you be a man when you're around me. I don't accept anything less. So that speaks a lot about your character. So it's not on me.
Not at all.
And there ain't nothing I can do to make it seem like I'm just like this girl that just like this girl that you're dating. There's nothing I can do because you're cheating with someone who don't have any substance.
A doormat.
Yes. And I feel like me personally, I'm not a person who looks to seek the person you dealt with.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I have to address them, because at the end of the day, to me it's more embarrassing addressing a person that my person who was supposed to show me loyalty step out with. I don't feel like that person owes me anything. Now, if you knew that I was in a relationship, I'd be like, okay, beware. You knew that I was in a relationship.
That's weird.
You know what I mean? That's weird. You know what I mean? You knew who I am. You know, you still chose to step. But other than that, my issue is with him, because you owe me loyalty, not her. Like, I can't be mad at her. You are supposed to be the one holding this down. If you ain't, how can I hold her accountable for respecting our relationship that you're not respecting?
So do you feel like it is different when the other girl knows you, knows who you are?
Well, if you know me personally on some like we've kicked it, then I am addressing you. Like, I'm addressing you head on, because like, where's your respect for me as like, you know me? Like, I'm the type of woman.
She does owe you loyalty at that point.
Right, because you know me. Even if like, if I know you, like I see you in passing or I didn't talk, and then say you're a dude trying to talk to me, I'm not going to talk to him out of respect for you, even if we're not even close. It's just morally, I just know like, that's her dude. Why would I want to sit up and talk to her and I still like her as a person? But it's the women that know who you are and know who your man is, and know y'all in a relationship. I told you earlier, it's that cattiness.
You met him through me.
Right, and they want to feel like they got one up on you. It's female cattiness. It's nothing personal. I don't feel like it's nothing personal towards me. It's just you want to feel big about yourself. You want to seem like you're that girl.
And just to add on to that, as a woman, don't address your man if you're not gonna leave him.
I was just about to. I was just about to say, like,
it up for
bitch, can you keep him? Because he right back over here eating his pussy like a munch.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if
And
you're not gonna leave him,
and paying bills.
what are you bringing it up for?
I feel like to set a boundary.
Okay, so
You
you
gotta
feel
tell a
like,
grown man how
so
to
you
be
feel like get your lick back in silence?
We already do it.
I'm just saying, like, but I'm saying when you in a relationship, you're single though. So I'm saying, like, in a relationship, you find out your nigga cheating, you just not gonna say nothing.
Okay, so mind you, side piece about me, I study the brain and sociology and stuff like that. So I know the man's ego, the reason why he does that is he's compensating and filling those voids. If you just cut him off and don't even tell him that you know and just cut him off completely, that's gonna kill him. It's gonna break him. So no, I'm not telling you shit. If anything, I might go over to your best friend, your daddy. I'm not telling you nothing.
City girls up 20. We up
20. I don't wreck homes, I build homes. So if you're not man enough, I'm gonna find a man that can lead this home because it's not my problem.
Oh, where's your shot? Where's your shot, Tay?
I am not taking a shot.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
Stay
sorry.
focused.
I
Yeah.
So I'm just saying,
like
don't
that, she
address.
Oh, whole bottle.
Don't address the man if you're not gonna do nothing about it. Also, if you want to be in an open relationship as far as the boundaries, that is a conversation to have. Okay, you're cheating. I'm not gonna leave you. I'm gonna cheat too. We're in an open relationship, things like that. So yeah, you can definitely communicate. Don't argue. Don't bring it up if you're gonna argue. But if you wanna have that open relationship conversation, by all means, bring it up.
Is cheating a deal breaker for you?
was just about to ask
Yeah, that
like,
matters too. Yeah.
So are y'all one and done, or like, okay, y'all believe a nigga, after he say, baby, I'm gonna get it together, like, what's y'all, one and done, maybe
Okay,
three
before
strikes?
we get into that, what is cheating? Is it just like having sex? Is it
having sex, and being in somebody, being too flirtatious, carrying on with the wrong conversation, building an emotional bond with
Any sexual activity?
I feel like anything that you have to do, even outside of sex, anything that you have to do in private, and you don't feel like you can tell me, anything that's a secret, that's cheating.
If you don't do it in front of me, don't do it behind me.
If you feel like I would feel some type of way, that's cheating. If you feel like you and your best friend, I've been best friend for 30 years, right? And y'all go on a drink, but you know that'll make me feel some type of way because you done got drunk with this girl, that's cheating.
Right.
You just cheated.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lying,
Okay.
yeah, is cheating.
Okay.
And plus, I think that everybody has a different definition, so that's something you ask your partner. Because I've dated different men who, me personally, I'm a friendly person, not flirty, but I will small talk anybody.
Yeah,
Me too.
I think I'm friendly too.
Yeah.
I get in trouble a lot for that, but it's like
Me
I'm
too.
really
Yes.
not flirting
I'm
with you.
Yes.
Like that's just my personality. Like
It's
I'm
called
not
networking.
A lot of men can't handle that, like, a girl who, like, is vocal, got confidence, they could just talk to anybody. Who the fuck makes something
And I'll say this,
like,
I want a gentleman. So for example, if y'all are with me and I never met y'all and you're in front of me, I want my man to open that door. My man should open the door for y'all. So I'm not the jealous type. With that being said, if it's the other way around and a man is just being simply a gentleman and he opens the door, I'm gonna say thank you. And I get in trouble for saying thank you. Whereas on the other end, I want my man to be a man. Hold that door open for that lady.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I'm not jealous. But have that conversation with your person,
Right.
and then also know your boundaries. Do you want to be a slave to that, or do you want to be friendly? Because I realize I don't want to be a slave to that. I want to be natural because I know I'm not doing anything wrong.
Yeah, natural. Yeah.
And if you don't like it, I'm not saying that you're wrong. We're not compatible.
Right. Yeah, I agree. Because like I said, I get in trouble for that a lot, and I think that if I can't be myself, then I understand that there's a fine line, but just naturally a talkative person, kind of. I don't even really like people, but I'll talk to people if that makes sense.
It's the subject.
Yeah.
So it's like if you happen to be the opposite sex and around my age, and ironically attractive, it's not that I'm talking to you because you fit those. I was gonna have that conversation anyways with the old lady or old man.
Yeah.
You just happen to be a man my age. That's all.
All right. So back to the question: Is cheating
A deal breaker?
Yeah. Is it a deal breaker?
Okay. I'm sorry, but I don't feel like cheating is a deal breaker for me. And it's something that if I find out about it, I am going to address it, you know. But I feel like for a long-term relationship, I feel like you have to. I feel like a long-term relationship is nothing but being full of forgiveness.
Yeah.
And I feel like men cheat for different reasons. The first time someone cheated on me, I took it more so of I took accountability for my part that I played that caused him to cheat as well. And I feel like me being able to look at it from both sides allowed me to be able to move on. But cheating isn't a deal breaker because that one mistake could have led to a number of different things. It could have been caused by a number of different things. Like, you know, like you said, you're dealing with men that are broken, came from broken homes, or they deal with women this act was so normal and so accepting. So when he is with you and now you're having more boundaries or, you know, more regulations within your relationship, he's like, oh, I never had to deal with that. I thought this was the norm. I thought this was okay. Yeah. So I don't feel like, for me, cheating is not a deal breaker as long as, you know, there's something that we can both do to move forward in a positive life. But if you're going to continue to cheat and you're going to be like a serial cheater and just out here embarrassing me, then that's a deal breaker.
Okay.
I feel like the age where I'm at, like, you know, my man is in prison, he my nigga. But, like, our relationship and where we at, you know what I'm saying? Like, once he come home, like, I'm going to be 30 plus. Like, I'm not dealing with that shit. You're one and you're done. I don't care. Like, as you get older, it's just like, it's somebody out there that's going to treat you like the queen you're supposed to, not cheat on you, not lie to you, take care of the household, and more. So it's like, why keep settling and forgiving a nigga who ain't going to keep doing nothing but the same shit?
Do you think that view is, like, unrealistic?
No, I don't think all niggas is the same.
No, I'm not talking about that, but just like not gonna lie to you, not gonna cheat, like not gonna cheat. Just, and I'm just asking, like, okay, for example, when it comes to friends, like you've never lied to your friend, or you've never lied to like your parents. Like, do you feel like maybe our expectations when it comes to relationships are a little bit too high? Like we're not lenient.
No, because look at motherfucking Lori Harvey and Lala. They don't play that shit. As soon as you're not living up,
I feel like that's what we know.
Soon as I didn't interrupt you.
I'm sorry.
I feel like soon as you know, show a man that like what you're not gonna deal with, and you leave that, like that's setting that boundary. Just how she had Lori Harvey is dating the dude Franklin from goddamn Snowfall. Had him sign that in with the NDA and everything for $1 million. Nigga don't disclose shit. But what I'm saying is, okay, she was just with Michael B. Jordan, she was just with all these other niggas, but every time clearly that they wasn't fulfilling what she needed, nigga, you're gone. I'm not saying.
Right. But I'm saying if you're looking for a long-term relationship, like a lot of times we have these ideas of like, I want to grow old with somebody. Do you feel like it's unrealistic to grow old with somebody and not go through these problems?
No, nothing is perfect. Let me start that off. Nothing is perfect, but I do believe there are great men. I do believe, like, granted, you may, of course somebody may lie about something small to not piss you off. Like, well, babe, I didn't want to tell you I just spent $1,000 on this game. Something like that. But as far as like somebody just lying about what they doing, who they with, you up all late at night wondering where they at, all that shit, no. No, we get too old for that. If you're not here for me, wanting to build with me and be the man that I know I deserve because of the woman that I am, I don't want you.
If I'm worse off with you, then I'm not going to take you. You know what I'm saying? So like how I was saying earlier, I'm too emotional. I believe in innocent flirting. I believe in like, yes, we're human, men are men. So if they see a girl with a fat ass, I look. And honestly, I even asked them, can you shake it a little bit? I want to. I ain't got no booty. So with that being said, sure, look, have fun, go to the strip club, maybe even innocently flirt with this waitress, compliment her. She is pretty. Her nails do look good. But if you're not building a bond, you don't know this girl's name, you just had an innocent compliment, side conversation, you didn't get her number, and you're not taking anywhere, I think that's very healthy for a man to do. So it could decrease those chances because they are men. I mean, they're dogs, and that's okay.
I feel like sometimes we do have a higher standard for our relationship and sometimes unrealistic expectations for our relationships that it dehumanizes them a lot. You know what I mean? We don't give them space to make mistakes. Like, granted, in a perfect world, I wouldn't want no man that ever cheats on me, ever put their hands on me, or look at me the wrong way, make me feel ugly. Of course, I would want a perfect man, you know, in a perfect world. But we're not perfect. There may be a time or a situation within my relationship where the man at my job is giving me more attention, so I make a mistake, you know, with him.
Go to lunch with him. It could be as
innocent as possible.
Guilty.
But I want you to give me grace, so I'm also going to give you grace to make those mistakes. And at the end of the day, the man that you are at 25 may not be the man that you are at 30.
And I hope it's not.
And I pray that it's not, because we're constantly evolving beings. You know what I mean? So yeah, make that mistake, but grow from it. And keep it real with me. I shouldn't have to ask you a million and 32 questions. Just be honest with me.
And did you make a mistake out of heat and nature, or did you lay up with this girl, watch movies with her, and were you sober?
What type of relationship? What type of cheating did you step with? Like, if I feel like I always been feel like if you fuck a bitch and that's what it is, and you did your 1-2 like that, I will probably stay with my nigga for fucking a bitch and just doing his 1-2 versus a nigga that never fucked a bitch and had an emotional relationship with her and gave that bitch a space to feel like she can take my spot.
If you protected her or provided for her, I'm done. But if you used her as a toaster strudel,
listen, hey, do your 1-2, because when I do my big one, don't be mad at me. Don't play with my time.
My question is though, to that, it's like, I don't know, like, just as I get older, it's just like, as women, when did we become just so comfortable, like, oh, okay, yeah, this nigga could do this, you know what I'm saying? Or like, oh, I get it, people make mistakes, but as women, like, when did we just become so like, yeah, it's just gonna happen? Like, I don't think that
I feel like we're more so as women, we're stepping into our, I'm probably gonna say it's like feminism. I feel like we're stepping into it more. So I'm me personally, I may fuck up now versus 30 years ago. I may be in a relationship and I may step and fuck up. I want my nigga to give me grace when I fuck up and forgive me how I will potentially forgive him. But I don't think I'm no stepping stone. I don't ever want my man to feel like, yeah, it's okay to go do your big one out here, go fuck on.
I say you get your hallway pass onto your, that's not okay with me.
But okay, so that's an open door. So me being, okay, this is this is a tunnel hole. So side note, with the hall pass, my friend just recently got married, and I'm setting up to be married too. I feel like before we get married, we've been in this relationship for so long, I feel like it's okay to give a man a hall pass.
Now, here's my thing. That's an opinion type of thing. I don't judge it at all.
I'm not doing this.
And I feel like that.
There's no hall pass.
But I'm saying, okay, you're looking at it from one perspective. You're looking at it from, oh, what he gonna do? No. What about yourself though?
That's what I was getting ready to say. My personality is single until married.
Right.
You're not married to him. That's not even a hallway pass.
Right.
Now, if he's not okay with it, that's up to you to respect his boundaries.
Right.
But
so I
brought it up.
Right. I brought it up to my man because somebody brought it up to me. Like, I want a hall pass. And she wanted a hall pass for herself, not for her man. Yeah. And I think, like you said, when did we as women, when did we become okay with just allowing shit to happen? Why is it not okay for us to want shit? Like, I'm a woman. Yeah. I may be wanting, we done been together for so long, but I remember Joe Schmo from a long time ago. Yeah. Or I've been,
Joe Schmo.
Do you feel me? Or it's somebody that I'm like, if I had the opportunity to do my 1-2 with him, I'm taking it there. So why is it a hall pass looking at it from his, like, oh, what he gonna do? I'm not worried about what he gonna do. A man gonna be a man. I'm looking at it. This is my opportunity as a hall pass is to explore. You said what?
Oh, I just said I did.
But I'm saying, okay, you're a very I'm like, stop looking at it from the man's, and I think that's a thing that we get caught on is what that other person doing. Look at some stuff that you will want to do.
It ain't even about the man. It's just more so like me personally. I ain't gonna say I have never cheated. Okay, I won't lie and say that. But when I am literally emotionally, mentally, physically involved with that one person, I don't want nobody else. So no, I don't want you to have nobody else, bitch. You want to go do that shit?
I agree.
Don't do that shit.
I agree too.
But when you really with somebody and you really with them, bro, like that shit, like nobody else matters. Like when my nigga was out of jail, I never cheated on him when he was out of jail.
I've been in my relationship for almost 4 years. I've never had eyes for anyone else other than this person. But to be real, we about to marriage. I don't feel until you be in that stage of really about to give yourself to somebody for the rest of your life. Like, this is the end all be all in my mind. I don't want to divorce you. I don't want to be with nobody else. When I marry you, I want to be with you forever.
Right.
So, and the hall pass ain't gotta go be fucking somebody else. It can be whatever you want it to be.
dinner.
You know what I mean? So sometimes we as women, we do need to be reminded of who the fuck we are. Because sometimes you be so wrapped up in making sure your man feel whole, making sure he feel whole, make sure home is where he want to be. We ultimately forget about things that we like. And no, I'm not saying you. That's what you're looking at as just be single. I'm not looking to be single. But sometimes getting an outside view or having a conversation with an outside person does click in and remind you of who you are.
And it's like, what they're okay with, mind you. So that's a perspective. So I could be trying to date both of y'all, and you tell me that you don't want to cheat at all, and she tells me we get a hall pass once every 5 years. I get to, and she tells me that, you know, maybe she don't want to get no hall pass or anything, but she wants to be a swinger. That's for me. That's for y'all to say. You know, say your preference.
Right.
And that's you just not compatible.
And your hall pass is used how you want. You know what I mean? Your hall pass is used how you want to use. Like my dude, he wanted to just play the game. He wanted a weekend to himself where he can just be by himself, don't have no responsibility. He just wanted to be alone. My hall pass, I wanted to just be able to be alone, not be responsible, whether someone eats, whether somebody's okay. I didn't want no responsibility. I wanted to just be by myself. But I mean, it's all that desire based on how you want
based on how you are. So I think you had said something like, when did women, what did you say? When did women
like, when did we just make it? So, yeah, pretty much.
I think this is what I personally think. And this is me adding my little 1-2, because you know I normally don't. I just be the host. But I don't think that women are settling. I think that a lot of times when we looked at our grandparents or people that were married, we didn't see a lot. We didn't hear a lot of stories. We didn't see what they had to go through. Now with social media, everybody's actually talking about like the shit that everybody swept under the rug. You know, what happens in this house stays in this house type of thing. So I think what's happening is men are learning things, but women are also learning things as well. Like, so when you look back in the day, like we don't stay at home and do all that. Matter of fact, the majority of the time, women are the breadwinners. You know what I'm saying? And I think we're just trying to figure out right now. We're in that transitional period where we're trying to figure out what it is that we actually want. Because for years we've been focused on everybody else, and ain't nobody looking at us.
Right.
So I think that's just kind of where it comes from. And I mean, that's an interesting perspective. I've never thought of a hall pass. And when you said it at first, I'm like, oh yeah, because you ain't nobody. But
I don't want my man to have a hall pass. But that's the point. Is if you're okay with it, then you are okay with it. And that's not cheating.
And that's okay. And I think it's just more so of like, if these things were talked about more, then we would have a better understanding. Things would be more mutual, opposed to now I feel like I got to do everything in the dark.
Right. Why can't you do it in the light?
And then what I was saying earlier too about the entitlement and stuff, like we got to understand we are hypocrites. We lust men too. Like, imagine a younger man. Like, we're getting older.
I'm 21.
So, you know, like a 25-year-old could come up to me and be way more mature than a 28-year-old. And next thing you know, I'm over here like, well, I mean,
I had my fair share of young ones, and when I say he was a real one and a real young one, he know who he is. Shout out to you, baby.
So I'm just saying, shout out to you, baby. On the hypocrisy side, when you're up front and you're saying, I want to be loyal, then yes, get you a loyal man. But a lot of people, because we're brainwashed to be loyal, right? And you're bad if you get a hallway pass, you're bad if you're a swinger, we lie and cheat. If you just act accordingly and you're open with your partner.
I think that, open communication. Because I think that a lot of things that society has taught us is completely ridiculous. And I'll say one of those things being like, if you've ever been in an abusive relationship, your parents might be like, you need to get rid of them or X, Y, and Z. But back in the day, they was like hyping up, whooping your ass. I think that that's ridiculous, because their excuse for that was, I'm only doing this because I love you. But then when you're going into a relationship, when they whipping your ass, is it not the same? So I think that a lot of times we normalize things and we don't really think too deep into it. And I really don't go by what society thinks. My views are a little bit different, which is why I don't really talk too much on the show.
So my thing is, okay, a nigga is comfortable asking that girl, you know, can we have a threesome? Can I have 2 dicks?
But that's the thing. Act accordingly. There's no hypocrisy. Once you
Can you and another nigga bend me over at the same time?
but if so,
But
listen.
if you don't, do you want that?
If I'm a
I've
girl,
had that.
Have you?
if I'm a girl and I'm okay with having a main and a side piece, it would be very hypocritical for me to go find a loyal man. You need that loyal man. I need the man that gets side pieces. Because the man with side pieces is gonna break your heart. The man who's loyal that you deserve, I'm gonna break his heart. So I need to be with the side piece nigga. You need to be with the loyal nigga. She need to be with the hallway pass man. You know?
So okay, but side note,
And that's
didn't
okay.
go through with it though.
Yeah.
I'm open to like different like being
Different perspectives.
Yeah, cause I never thought about like, tell my friend I was just like y'all, like I could never get my man a green light. But when she broke it down with me, it ain't about him. It's never, and we gotta stop thinking about it being about the partner. You build with somebody and you become one, so they say in a marriage, but you still a human. You still your own individual. And you're gonna grow and you're gonna want and need different things. So I'm to the point where like, yeah, I'm gonna pour into our relationship, but I'm also gonna pour into myself too.
Yeah, and I think, like you said, just being able to have those open conversations, because like I'm not judging you because of that. I'm like, oh, it couldn't be me, but like, yeah, that's good that you're able to have that conversation, because like I said, a lot of times we do things just because it's tradition. We don't do things because we're actually thinking about it. But when you think about some of the stuff that we've been taught, it's like,
What?
yeah, it don't really even make sense. Like, because if you want something that is long term, I mean, you know, maybe you do have to adjust the way things are naturally in your relationship.
And there's a lot of people who like friends with benefits, and it's like they are best friends. Where there's people who are married and barely know their partner. So yeah, like I can marry my best friend fuck around sometimes, I fuck around sometimes, and then next thing you know, I'm the happiest person alive.
Right.
So, and then it might take doing it to open your mind up to it.
Right. And I think a lot of times people's end goal is marriage, but it's like, if it's just those papers, at least for me, I don't want it.
Yeah.
Because I want to build more than just that. Matter of fact, if I'm being completely honest, I ain't gonna say it.
But you not gonna get married?
No, I do want to be married. I do want to be married.
Say what you saying.
But I
Whisper.
don't think I want to be legally married, like on paper.
Oh, I don't want to be
So
married.
I do feel that, because you're married my whole life. My dad, you know, anything. If I have a secret baby, you're marrying all that. You're marrying my whole
Like,
life.
I don't like the way that the government has set it up.
Right.
I feel like marriage is supposed to be something that's sacred between two people and making a commitment. So I do want a wedding, and I do want to be able to make that commitment. But like you said, debt and all of that, I mean, when you actually start looking into like these things, it's like there's a lot of stuff that comes with.
You can't buy a house, you can't buy a car without them signing off, without their permission. That's loans.
But okay, the
That's
only
credit,
thing
all that.
I do agree with being married just for the long term goal, like on paper for the long term, because what we don't realize as we get older, there's tragedy that comes with it. You know what I mean? If there's kids involved, you know, how is this going to align? When you already have that stuff, and like when you're already married, if something happens to that person, you get to have that final say so, especially because the person in the relationship, believe it or not, it knows you the most.
Yeah.
They knows your deepest, darkest secret that you out to the world, because you know we keep everything to ourselves.
Right.
But
You live with this person, you can't keep that.
right.
Yeah.
So that person, so something happens to them, you get to have that say so.
Is it true that sometimes when a person cheats on you, it's partially your fault?
Man, that's what you know, I do feel like if somebody cheats on you, you lack it somewhere. No matter how small, no matter how big, no matter how minor. Like, it's something your partner did not see that you was doing, and he went to go fulfill that motherfucking need.
My opinion is, when I get asked questions like that, I always put myself on the other side and say, why would I cheat? And I think to myself, I would cheat because, and then you can go with the cliche answers, they didn't do something, I'm not satisfied, whatever. But then I got to think about it on the emotional, intelligent, and mature, because we're talking about marriage. We're not talking about high school boyfriend and girlfriend. So on a mature level, if I'm feeling dissatisfied for my husband, that's my job to communicate that to him.
Communicate.
So
Absolutely.
if my husband's not happy, that's his job to communicate that to me. Because if he's not happy, it's his job to be happy. But Will Smith and Jalen, I don't look up to them, but he did make a good statement.
I'll look up to them.
I don't look up, but my hair. Sorry. But him smack me. But I'm just saying. I'm just saying though, my bad, I'm be fried, forget it.
Communication is key.
Yeah, you were basically saying communication is key. Communication is key, and it's his job to make sure that he's happy and that he communicates that to you.
And I have one experience that will help kind of make that decision for me, and it's not with the boyfriend, it was with a roommate who was a boy. No intimate relationships, just friends. But you know, we were friends for a few years. I trusted him enough to live with him. I know his character. One day he woke up, he was being mean to me. Just to summarize so we don't get into the details, but he was being mean. So as his friend, which I treat you that way, I'll treat my husband the same way, is I realized as somebody who loves him, he's not normal. It's not that he's abusive, it's not that he's verbally abusive. He didn't put his hands up, but he was like being mean, talking mean to me. So I said, hey, you know, what's the problem? You know, what's going on with you? This is not normal. So if you see your man's not happy or you see your man's not satisfied in any way, that's your job to read him.
Absolutely.
It is your job to nurture him and not judge him, like you said earlier. Let's communicate, let's see what's going on. And then if he is not mature and emotional enough, that's for us to decide, is this the hurdle that we're going to get over and communicate about? Is this for us to, you know, he's not ready to be in a relationship, so I'm going to wash my hands and get with somebody who's already emotionally intelligent? Because one of my favorite lines, your mama couldn't do it. I can, baby. So, you know, that's all I got to say.
Yeah, I feel like when they're cheating, everybody they play a part in it, honestly. And like you said, a lot of men are not emotionally intelligent to identify why or how or what got them to that point. So they may not have the words for you to tell you why they got here. Like you said, it's my responsibility as their partner to analyze the situation and see exactly what went on and on my end and show you where you were wrong at and where this other person was wrong as well. So I feel like we're not babying someone, but when you're wanting to be with someone long term, not a year, not 2 years, I'm talking about for life, it does become our responsibility not to play mommy and daddy, but lead with you. So some days you may be able to lead me on how to run this household, X, Y, and Z, but I may be able to lead you on how to operate your brain a little bit better and see different things. So we gotta take care of each other. And I feel like people be like, I'm not his mom, I'm not your dad, you're not my mom, but I am a person who's supposed to be able to take care of you.
Right, and it's a partnership. And I think, I told you guys earlier, I played sports. Everybody knows their role, and when you see somebody lacking in their role, you pick up where there's, slack. And I think that's a good point.
You gotta be honest that sometimes a relationship is gonna be 30, 70.
She has to think about it.
30, 70, 40, 60, it might be 60, 40. Like I feel like sometimes 50-50. Like on my end, my relationship maybe is a lot emotionally on me right now. But you gotta, I think the overall picture of a relationship is not a physical fight, it's an emotional fight. And it's a daily choice every day to wake up and choose this person. No, and so many days that I woke up and I wanted to choose someone else, but every day I'm making an honest effort and I'm choosing you every day, regardless of what we had in the past. Every day I'm okay with making it a new day and moving forward and fighting to keep our family together.
But what about when you keep reverting back to the same shit? After choosing it, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and that's gonna happen. I feel like even within a marriage, once we past the boyfriend and girlfriend stage, even within a marriage, I feel like they are gonna revert back to their old self because I believe in humanism or humanity. Like I really believe that we're humans first before I'm a man or a woman. I'm a human first before I'm a mom or a wife. So I am going to revert back to what I know. Like I think it's more so a defense mechanism. Like if I'm so used to not getting my way, screaming, shouting, and stuff at my feet may have been how I raised, and that's what I know, and I get things done. But even though we just went through years of therapy. And they said there's a different way of it, but I sometimes all that shit go out the window, and being back 22, screaming and shouting and doing whatever the fuck I want to in a situation to get a resolution might be what works.
So that might be a lot of reasons why the men cheat. So that's not only his responsibility to know how to nurture his woman when we're hormonally imbalanced. We didn't wake up to be a bitch. We really didn't. Like you said, you just black out and it takes over. Men they'll never comprehend it, and that's okay. But you need to make sure you choose somebody who, like I said, that was just my friend, just my roommate, and I cared about him enough to say, hey, I'm not mad at you for being mean to me. I'm recognizing that you're different today, and I want to know why.
Right, exactly.
I didn't argue.
And that's that mature part, because it's like I'm taking my emotions out of it, like I'm recognizing that you're off.
And we need to take responsibility. Yes, we were hormonally imbalanced. Hey babe, you know what? I did snap and that is different. How about I go to the doctor and figure out what's going on? How about I take some time off work and rest? How about I do some yoga, change my diet?
Yeah.
There's so many things you can do. So I'm not saying a girl being crazy is equivalent to a man cheating, but they essentially are as going in the hip.
The nagging, like sometimes people like, you nag so much, so I had to get somebody who only wants to know what's on the menu for the night. You know what I mean? That's typically what it is.
So you got to take responsibility for your actions. And why don't you know should you even be married to a man you don't know when he's off? You don't deserve. He needs somebody who can read him, just like you deserve somebody who can read you when you go through stuff. So it's like, catch your man when he's not happy. Figure out why, and if you don't make him happy, what we talked about earlier, that's not you, that's him.
Right.
Wash your hands. Go on.
Period. Well, I think that concludes this episode. Thank you guys so much for being a part of it.
The Henny done got me.
I know when the Henny got you, you start being
I mean, she just drank the whole thing. I thought it was a shot. You took the bottle to the head. Thank you so much, and we will catch you in the